Hello everyone, it's teacher Teresa here from VIP Kid, Go Go Kid, and OutSchool and Class Talk. Today I'm here to talk a little bit more about OutSchool. They have changed the interview process a little bit. Instead of a phone call, now you're going to record a short introduction video. They want you to keep this between 30 to 60 seconds. And I'm hearing from other teachers that if it's on the higher end, if it's closer to 60, the video might not upload well and might get rejected. So I would recommend you keep that intro video 30 to 40 seconds. You want to highlight how it is that you're going to bring your passions and your interests to the classroom in a way that's going to really relate well with students. For instance, since they don't require a bachelor's degree or a degree of any kind for that matter, if you're teaching, say, how to change a tire, you're going to want to talk about how you are familiar with that. Where did you learn it? How long have you been working on vehicles? Or if you're someone like me, I can teach how to change a tire. I know how to change it. I can talk about how my dad taught it to me when I was younger. It's an important life skill that everyone ought to know how to do. Although there are still people who would only just call AAA. I know how to change a tire, but I too would still call AAA because I don't like to change tires, but I could teach it. Talk about how you're going to interact with students and how you're going to facilitate them interacting with each other, because that's an important key part of OutSchool is the social aspect of it, especially since we now have a lot of students on the platform who would normally be public school students but are using this as a way to connect with others. So take that in mind, especially when you're creating courses too. Make sure that you're coming up with content and ideas that are things that are going to interest people. Your background, obviously, if you're teaching something that's not not like a regular classroom class, doesn't need to be like this. It doesn't have to be a classroom background. However, for your intro video, since it's going to be going to administration and they're going to be wanting to see the best you, do keep it professional. So I wouldn't put myself in my bedroom to record my intro video because that's not professional. Now, if you have an empty a blank wall that you could do it on, or if you have a regular office space, you could certainly do it there. If you are teaching regular content, it would certainly be okay to create yourself a nice classroom background. And if you're coming from VIP Kid and you already have it, this is a great way to do that intro video. And always make sure you have good lighting. I'm sorry, I'm looking at all my notes here. When you're doing your biography, you're typing in your biographies that parents are going to be reading. It's just like when you do your VIP Kid one. Make sure that it's not getting too lengthy and you're not rambling and going off on a tangent. In fact, they highly recommend that you stick to the questions and you restate the question. Like there's one question that asks, what is your experience and expertise? So in that question, you would write, my experience is, or if you don't have teaching experience or you're not focusing on that, you would say, my expertise in this area is, maybe you're a master craftsman. I'm a master craftsman. Make sure that you proofread. They're rejecting bios that have spelling and grammar errors because parents aren't going to pick a teacher who doesn't take enough time to put attention to detail. And remember that if you want to enroll your own child, you can use my links and codes below to get yourself a $20 credit. Now remember, that does mean that your very first enrollment class you will have to pay up front, but they will email you a credit and you can then get a refund for that course that you purchased. So your first course can be free. This is great for your child and for you to view it from both sides of the platform, which I think is fantastic. My son actually used his credit to take my storytime class, which was great because his school is only doing a Zoom once a week, so this gave him a way to interact with other kids, and he absolutely loved it. And I'm a different person in the classroom than I am at home, so he got to experience a much more fun version of his mom, so that's great. You're teaching in Zoom, so there are a few important Zoom settings that I would like to tell you about, and on the bottom left corner of Zoom, there's a camera button. You want to click the mirror button to turn it off because you don't want it to mirror. Otherwise, your letters are going to be backwards in your books, and that's just not good. So turn off the mirror effect. And then on the bottom right-hand corner, click more and then click chime. So that way when students are coming in, you're getting an alert and you'll know that you have new students entering the classroom. Because sometimes students come in just a minute or so before class and sometimes students come in after. And if you're in the middle of something and you're not paying attention to the little tiny, tiny title that pops up and says admit, you might miss it. So turn on that chime. If you have any questions or need to know more about OutSchool, feel free to message me. I'll see you next time. Bye.